Akash, can you help us understand what's exactly happening on the ground? Give us the details of this particular case. How are the authorities trying to deal with it?
थैंक यू कबीर। पहले तो मैं आपको ये बता दूं कि पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा लीडिंग चैनल है बोल टीवी, और उसके मार्केटिंग हेड को ट्यूसडे की मॉर्निंग सुबह 6 बजे के करीब अचानक उसके घर पे नामालूम अफराद आए हैं और उन्होंने धावा बोला है, उनको उठाया है, उनके साथ उनके कुक को उठाया है, गार्ड को उठाया है। वहां पे जितनी सीसीटीवी फुटेजेस के का जो रिकॉर्ड था वो डैमेज किया है, वो अपने साथ लिया है और लेके चले गए हैं। और ये सब कुछ होता है कराची में। कराची वो है जहां पर जो कि सिंध का कैपिटल है, और बिलावल भुट्टो जो कि पाकिस्तान के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर हैं, उनकी अपनी पार्टी की वहां पे सरकार है। तो आज तीसरा दिन है कबीर, हमें ये नहीं पता कि कहाँ पे है हमारा कुलीग जो था, वो उसको कौन लेके चला गया, कहाँ पे है। पुलिस से बात करते हैं तो पुलिस ये कहती है कि हमारे पास नहीं है, एफआईए से बात की जाती है तो वो कहते हैं हमारे पास नहीं है। यानी कि अभी तक आकाश का किसी किस्म का कुछ पता नहीं है। आकाश की मां की आपने अपील सुनी, वो अपील कर रही है कि उनके बेटा जो कि पाकिस्तानी तो है, हिंदू है तो क्या हुआ, लेकिन वो पाकिस्तानी तो है। और वो ये अपील कर रही है मुसलमानों से कि अपने अल्लाह के लिए मेरे बेटे को मुझे वापस भिजवा दे। तो ये एक दर्दनाक अपील है एक माँ की, और हम सब ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि किसी तरीके से आकाश का पता चल सके। लेकिन अभी तक जब मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, किसी किस्म की कोई इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है। पाकिस्तान की जितनी पुलिस की बात करें, एफआईए की बात करें, जितने बाकी अदारों की बात करें, जिनसे भी हमारी बातचीत हुई है, हमने ऑफिशियली जानना चाहा है कि आकाश के बारे में, कि वो कहाँ है, उसको किसने उठाया है। अगर उनको उसको किसी क्रिमिनल्स ने उठाया है तो फिर भी पता होना चाहिए, अगर क्रिमिनल्स ने नहीं उठाया तो किस जुर्म में उठाया गया है, ये भी पता होना चाहिए। तो अभी तक किसी किस्म की कोई इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है। बोल, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया कि पिछले एक साल में खासकर बोल टेलीविजन को टारगेट जरूर किया गया है,
जी।
और इससे पहले हमारे एंकर्स को उठाया जाता रहा, हमारे को चेयरमैन को उठाया गया, हमारे जो प्रेसिडेंट है उनके ऊपर एफआईआर हुई बेतहाशा। लेकिन ये जो इंसिडेंट था, एक हमारे हिंदू कोलीग आकाश राम जो के मार्केटिंग हेड है, उनको अचानक से घर में घुस के उठा लिया जाना एक तो, और बगैर किसी जुर्म के, ना कोई जुर्म पता है, ना ये पता है कि उन्होंने किया क्या है, और ना ये पता है कि वो है क्या, कहाँ पे उनकी सिक्योरिटी, उनकी सुरक्षा किसके जिम्मे है, वो कहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं, वो सही है या
जी
नहीं है। ये
जी
सारी चिंता जो इस वक्त हम सब लोगों को हम है, और साथ साथ आकाश की जो फैमिली है वो ज्यादा इस दुख में गुजर रही है कि कम से कम ये पता लगे, इसी ये इंफॉर्मेशन मिलनी चाहिए। और खासकर बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी जो कि इंटरनेशनल मंच पे पाकिस्तान की नुमाइंदगी करते हैं, ये एक ह्यूमन राइट्स का भी मामला है, ये एक बुनियादी इंसानी हकूक जो कि हर पाकिस्तानी को का
हम्म।
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है पाकिस्तान का, वो हर पाकिस्तानी को ये राइट देता है कि उसके जो बेसिक ह्यूमन राइट्स हैं उसकी प्रोटेक्शन स्टेट करेगी, सरकार करेगी। तो
जी
बिलावल
जी
भुट्टो की अपनी पार्टी की ये सरकार है, उनके लिए भी एक बड़ी चुनौती है कि उनको चाहिए, अभी तक उनका कोई स्टेटमेंट सामने नहीं आया है, 2 दिन गुजर चुके हैं, अभी तक किसी किस्म का कोई जो सिंध की सरकार है उन्होंने कुछ ऐसा एक्शन नहीं लिया जो कि हमें दिखे कि उन्होंने उनकी रिकवरी के लिए कोई एक्शन लिया है। आने वाले दिनों में अगर नहीं होता तो आज हमारे जो प्रेसिडेंट है समी इब्राहिम साहब और हमारे एंकर है सदीक जान, उन्होंने एक अनाउंसमेंट की है कि मंडे से हम इस्लामाबाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के बाहर एक प्रोटेस्ट कैंप लगाएंगे और वहां पर बैठेंगे जब तक हमारे ये जो कुलीग है आकाश राम, इनको रिकवर नहीं किया जाता, ये जहां पर भी हैं इनको सामने नहीं लाया जाता। अगर इन्होंने कोई जुर्म किया है, अगर इन्होंने कोई क्राइम किया है तो इनको कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में पेश किया जाए, इनके ऊपर केस चलाया जाए। लेकिन इस तरीके से इनको बगैर कुछ बताए हुए गायब कर देना, और अभी तक कुछ समझ नहीं आ रही कि वो किन लोगों के पास है, वो क्रिमिनल्स ने इनको अगवा किया है या किसी और जगह पे है, ये कम से कम क्लियरिटी अब हो जानी चाहिए। और इसी की डिमांड लेकर
जी।
हम अभी भी बैठे हैं और हम इस उम्मीद में है कि पाकिस्तान की कोर्ट, पाकिस्तान के अदारे जो है वो इस पे जरूर एक्शन लेंगे और आकाश राम जो है वो जल्द वापस आए।
Aditya, I'm going to start with you here. Ever since the formation of the nation state, Pakistan, ever since 1950, the first ever foreign minister, Jogendra Mandal, was a Hindu. I mean, the idea of Jinnah was to, put forth the idea of that Pakistan is religiously pluralistic, but at the same time, we know what's happening in 2023 and the persecution the minorities are facing there. But with the recent violence that we're seeing, do you think violence against the minorities in Pakistan, and not just Hindus, you've got Christians, Sikhs, Jains, do you think that has turned a new leaf altogether?
Absolutely. This is not something new. This has been witnessed continuously for last many decades, and some of it is reported, some isn't reported. That is the whole crisis here. In the recent days, we have seen several such cases of persecution, killings, and of course attacks on minorities. You mentioned recently a Hindu doctor and then a Sikh businessman who was killed in Peshawar as well. So several such attacks have continued, and the latest in this is the case of Akash Ram, the marketing head of the Bold News, a media platform, who was abducted apparently by the Pakistani ISI and the deep state. Because the modus operandi that I see in this case, two vehicles continuously monitoring the headquarters and the residence of Akash Ram, and then finally picking him up, and these two vehicles do not have any kind of a number plate. That clearly indicates that either it is the Pakistan ISI or the army, or it is the FIA, which is the premier investigative agency in Pakistan. And they've chosen Karachi very smartly, because Bilawal Bhutto is in power there, so the entire accusation will go against Bilawal Bhutto. So we've seen often the persecution of minorities taking place, not just Hindus, Christians, and Sikhs and Jains, but also the Ahmadiyyas, who are not even considered Muslims in Pakistan. They have suffered continuously. Their religious places are attacked continuously, and they are lynched to death on the streets of Pakistan. There's also several cases of religious forceful conversion that are coming out for years together from Sindh in Pakistan, where a particular Islamist preacher, Mian Mittu, has been involved in forceful conversion of Hindu and Sikh girls into Islam, and then forcibly converting them and finally marrying them off to Muslim boys. So there's been complete lip service, mute spectators that the Pakistan government and the deep state are. They've not taken any action, and it seems that the situation is going from bad to worse. The state is not in control. It almost seems that the state and the deep state have given a sanction to forceful conversion and persecution against the minorities. And Akash Ram's case is a test case. A person who is heading the marketing division of a news channel is being attacked, is being abducted, and it also seems like a force, from the establishment to the media to work as per a script. They cannot criticize the government. They cannot criticize the army. They will have to move as per the script, and that is how journalistic credentials will be, restored in Pakistan. So it is a very sad case. It's a sad testimony of the situation in Pakistan today, which is worsening every passing day. Every other day there are reports of killings and such abductions taking place. We still do not know. It's been more than 24 hours, 48 hours now that Akash Ram has been abducted, but no news at all whether he is at all alive or who exactly has abducted.
Well, Major General Ashwini Siraj, I'm going to take this question to you as well. The virus of intolerance, it seems like, has infested the people of Pakistan and their mindset at all. What does history tell us? Is there a lesson to learn for us when we look back in retrospect?
Yeah, very correct, Kabir. You see, if when Pakistan got independent in 1947, the minorities were almost 23% of their population, which were Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, and Jains. But today they are now meager 2%. Where is the minorities gone? Either they have been forcibly converted, or they have been killed, or they have run away. Now, this is the track record of Pakistan, because they are ill-treating their minorities. As far as Hindu girls and Sikh girls are concerned, they are at a very young age picked up, raped, and then forcibly converted into Islam by marrying to the Muslim boy. Now, this is the trend which is there both in Sindh and in basically Punjab. And this is spreading like a wildfire, and no one is there to protect them. Now, I talk about Ahmadiyya. When Pakistan became a place for a Muslim, the Ahmadiyyas in India were in the forefront. They fought for it, that for Muslim they need a separate country. And rightfully they got in 1947 a separate country. And Ahmadiyyas in 1974, a resolution was passed in parliament that they were converted into a non-Muslim identity. And in 1984, another law was passed in Jail Haq time that if they call themselves a Muslim, they will be prosecuted. So this is the track record as far as Pakistan is concerned. It is unfortunate, but it is a fact that minorities have no place in Pakistan. They are ill-treated like a second-class citizen, whether it is Hindu or Christian or Sikh. Not only these, even Ahmadiyyas are considered non-Muslim, and also the Shias in Gilgit-Baltistan are given a substandard treatment. So, Kabir, I can only say that God can only save Pakistan. Pakistan track record of treating their minority is abysmally poor.
Well, Deepak Vora, former diplomat, is with us. Ambassador, I'm going to take this question to you next. Only recently there was a latest book launch where this book by a former diplomat, In Pursuit of Peace, was being launched, and a lot of other diplomats, former envoys, came out and said that, small steps need to be taken, not some grand plan to bridge these ties with Pakistan. Do you agree with that particular notion? Small steps instead of the grand plan? Should ties even be, stitched back with Pakistan?
Thank you very much, sir. Always a pleasure to be on your channel. I learned so much from you, from my colleague, General Sivaj. A little while ago, we heard a Pakistani journalist. May I congratulate you on taking up the issue of a Pakistani journalist? Sir, I was very much part of the civil service during the emergency. You are too young to remember. I'm 72 years young. We did a few things with some journalists. Nobody raised their voice across the border, but you have done it. Bravo, sir. That is the spirit of India. That's something that we truly appreciate. I truly appreciate and admire. About what we can do with Pakistan, saying take small steps. My response to that is, Dil ko behlane ke liye ghalib ye khayal acha hai. Every time we've tried to take a small step, we've got a large kick where it hurts. We've tried our best. Every single initiative has been taken by the people of India. And these former envoys to whichever country have all believed that they were the solution to the issue between India and that other country. No, sir. Nothing is going to work there, as General Sivaj rightly pointed out. Let me just say this. I heard a comment that during that pork-eating, hard-drinking Muslim who claimed to have created Pakistan, his idea was of a secular state. Oh, no, 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 no. The second Prime Minister of Pakistan was a chap called Khwaja Nizamuddin. And I'm just going to quote him, sir. I do not agree that religion is a private affair of the individual, nor do I agree that in an Islamic state, every citizen has identical rights, no matter what his caste, creed, or faith be. What could be clearer than that? That if you're not a Muslim, don't stay here. We don't want you. I am reminded also, sir, of what a person at whose feet I learned a lot, legendary Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, has talked about, and he's written in his autobiography. How do you help a nation whose people are more interested in physical gratification in the next life than in working for their betterment in this? It becomes very, very difficult. Somewhere there's a non sequitur. There's something that doesn't match. What do they want? You have othered every minority. They're not good. These chaps are terrible. They're not Muslims, etc., etc., etc. Hundreds of lives have been lost. We know about Hindus. We know about the Ahmadis. We know about the Shia, the Sufis, the Christians. They've been shunted to the margins of society, faced outright persecution on a regular basis. There's an Open Doors NGO which claimed some years ago that Pakistan had the highest number of Christians killed in the world every year. What are we talking about, sir? We're talking about a nation that was created by Caesarean section in the name of Islam, because they were told that you Muslims can't live with those terrible fellows from other religions. And yet, every now and then, despite 75 years having gone by, despite the fact that religion can never be the glue for a nation, we still hear people saying Islam ka matlab kya, Pakistan ka matlab kya, la ilaha illallah. What kind of nonsense is this? When will they move like Saudi Arabia has, like UAE has, like even Sudan has? I was your ambassador for 5 years. They've abolished Sharia. When will these medieval mindsets understand that what they're doing is hastening their way and that of their people to hell, sir? I'm sorry to be so blunt, but I don't see any hope. There's no point talking to people who refuse to understand, sir.